And we have one more person that is trying to join. Let me let them in. And another. Okay, I think I'm ready to keep going here. So on our dollar website, the most important page that I think you need to pay attention to if you're in Colorado is this one here that says helpful links. And on this page, you will see where it says Chapter 7 and Chapter 2. These are the rules and regulations in Colorado. And if you are in Colorado, you need to memorize these and understand these like the back of your hand if you're an operator. So that's very important there. Also, we ask that everybody join our Facebook page, Denver ALR. And this is, our social media. So it's a place to communicate with everybody in the group. We appreciate everybody signing up through Meetup. This is a communication page that we use as well. So thank you for registering through that particular space. Next, we want to start talking about our sponsors. We have quite a few people that support what we are doing here, and we really appreciate it. So we like to recognize them. I'll start with Paul Ryan Construction. They specialize in remodeling, restoration, and roofing. With 35 years of combined construction experience, the exceptional team at Paul Ryan Construction has transformed residential and commercial properties by bringing a high-touch, customer-centric approach to every engagement. On the insurance side, Paul Ryan's reconstruction and roofing expertise is a skill that many insurance companies actively seek out. Their reliance on Paul Ryan's experience in helping them write estimates has made Paul Ryan a well-respected, trusted expert in the field. We actually had these guys go out and give us a bid on some repairs on one of our assisted livings, and they came back with a decent price. So if you're here in Colorado, give them a shot, paulryanconstruction.com. Next, we have Palm University, and this is Brett Chapkavis. He's put together a nice program for a high-end 16-bed model, and on his website is a great selection of training videos. Most of them are geared to the experienced operator, so navigate to palm.university to get more information. Next, we have the RAL National Association. If you're a member of Denver ALR, you get a free associate member level membership with RALNA, free newsletter, and free access to the RALNA group purchasing benefits. This is the National Association for Assisted Living. So if you have one of these smaller facilities, you definitely want to be a part of that. They advocate with the legislatures. And if we have problems, we turn to them and see if they can help us out. So it's a good group to be a part of. Next, we have the RAL Academy. If you're just getting started in assisted living, if you're new to this space, then we recommend you go through this course. I have a lot of people call me up that are just interested in getting started. So I always direct them here, ralacademy.com. And they've got it's the basic training for assisted living, best place to get started. If you have an assisted living and you need to do some marketing, then we recommend Assisted Living Marketing. This is Peter Brissett, and he does a great job with websites. He did our website for our Denver Association of Assisted Living Residents website. He's done my website for my Grand Avenue brokers. He's done my wife's business website. He's been great to work with over the years, very responsive. So I always recommend using him for website. That's again, assistedlivingmarketing.com. Next, we have Senior Care Administrator Coaching LLC. This is Janet Cornell. Janet has been a presenter here very often. She's just a wealth of knowledge. If you're running an assisted living here in Colorado, you definitely want to get a hold of her and chat with her. She can also provide the 40-hour administrative training if you need to get your administrator license, staff training, employee file compliance, and compliance documents. So she's been in this business for many, many years, knows what she's doing, great person to talk to as a consultant. And we recommend our clients chat with her whenever they're having any kind of issues. Next is the Investment Community of the Rockies, ICOR. ICOR is Colorado's only nationally recognized and award-winning real estate investors association, serving Denver Metro, Colorado Springs, Fort Collins, and Northern Colorado, as well as real estate and rental property investors throughout the state. Their website is icorockies.com. I've been a member of ICOR since 2014. They're a great organization. Next, we have Pinkowski Law, and they are not only Colorado's assisted living lawyers, they are nationwide as well. They help developers and operators of assisted living and group homes locate and establish their facilities so they can focus on the business of caring for people. They will act as your advocate or work with your local council to encourage compliance with Fair Housing Act provisions. That's a really, really big deal when you're going up against HOAs or zoning ordinances. That fair housing takes precedence, and a lot of these people don't realize that. So you run into any problems, you give Pinkowski Law a call, and they'll help you figure that out. Next, we have A Better Way Funding, who's our presenter tonight, doing lease options for group homes. Jim, you want to say a couple words about A Better Way Funding?
Sure. We like to think that we can help two sides of the equation. The operator increase the number of homes they have and increase their net worth and provide a attractive rate of return to investors so that they'll give us more money so we can buy more homes and help more operators. So we have a good program that with not too much money down, you can get control of a $2 or $3 million property. Basically, we buy it and lease it to you, and hopefully we get something that isn't running too well so you can improve the operation, so we get it at a lower price. And you improve the operation, that increases the value, then you can buy it from us after 3 to 5 years at a price we determined up front. And you can get an SBA loan because you're an operator with very little down, probably nothing down, because you can use the additional equity for the down payment. So it's a way to enable you to add to your portfolio. So one of our operators went from 3 homes to 19 in about 6 years.
Thank you.
And they range in size from 10 beds to 58.
And we'll talk a little bit more about our funding program from the investor side as our presentation this evening.
Yep.
Thanks, Jim.
You bet.
Next sponsor, Grand Avenue Business Brokers at A Better Way Realty. Hello, that's me. So I've got 30 years of business experience. I've done over 60 assisted living transactions, well over $100 million in transactions. I am a certified business intermediary, and my specialty, of course, is assisted living. So if you need help buying or selling an assisted living, I can help you with that. And that's grandavenuebrokers.com. A few things that we've had going on recently. We've got 86 beds that are available in Eastern Colorado. Right now, that's up for sale. We also have available 16 beds in the North Metro Denver area, and ABW funding would be available for that project. Also available, this is an interesting, we'd almost call it a fire sale scenario because of the price. It's 3 8-bed houses in the South Metro Denver. You can buy these for $55,000 per business and take over the existing leases. So 2 of these need a little help getting full. No, I'm sorry, 2 of them are almost full, and 1 of these needs some work. But it's really a great opportunity to just step in and take over a business that's up and running. So if you have any questions about that, again, that's South Metro near the Highlands Ranch area. Give me a call and we'll talk about it. Excuse me. Also, we have available 12 beds. That's northwest of Denver. That's a nice property, 12 bedrooms, and licensed for 12 right now. Could probably be increased. Under contract, which we'll talk a little bit about tonight, we've got 56 beds in the Southeast Metro area and 32 beds in the Northwest Denver area and 8 beds on the Western Slope. And in the last 30 days, we closed 8 beds south of Denver Metro. So again, if you need any help buying or selling, then give me a call, and there's my phone number. I also have my contact info in the chat. And next, I was hoping we would have somebody from the CALA group here. CALA is the Colorado Assisted Living Association, and they are a group similar to us that caters more to up and running facilities. So if you do own a facility, you should look at this group and join them as well. And that's Colorado Assisted Living Association. I thought Janet was going to be here, but she's not, to talk a little bit about that. Okay, and I am just about on time. Wow, it is 7:39 and we are starting at 7:40 with our presenter tonight, which is Mr. Jim Flint. And Jim, I'm going to turn the controls over to you if you want to share your screen. And let you take over. Now, Jim, I've worked with Jim for, gosh, 6 years now. And he's one of the smartest guys I've worked with, which I really enjoyed because it's like going to school all the time. And Jim likes to race cars, and that's a lot of fun too. We took a trip to Delta earlier this year, and he let me drive his race car through the mountains. We made that trip in maybe 3.5 hours. I don't know if I ever did the speed limit, but I won't admit how fast I really did go. Thanks, Jim. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I can't believe I got an upset stomach from that. I don't know what happened. So anyway, but yeah, so Vern and I get along pretty well. We like cars and stuff. So, and we also enjoy helping people move up and get some properties. I've been in the real estate business for a very long time. I went to DU, majored in real estate, got my salesman's license while I was going to school because I thought it'd be easy money. And after 1 year, I had sold one house, and houses were pretty cheap back then. So the commissions were less. I think I made $320. So pretty good for a college graduate, So anyway, and I'm a little bit stubborn, and I didn't want to leave that as a failed venture. So I thought, well, I'll give it another year or two. And so here I am quite a few years later. And with all the people I've been lucky enough to be associated with have helped me grow a pretty good business. And we have a lot of partners. Right now, we have 11 partnerships, and they own a variety of properties. We have triple net lease deals on Family Dollar, Napa stores, Dollar General. I have four self-storage facilities in Mobile, Alabama. And between all the different partnerships, we have 40 assisted living homes that we lease to operators on the plan that Vern gave a brief summary on, but you get to buy the building from us after 3 to 5 years. So tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about both sides of the coin, but mainly about investing. So I do have one of our partnerships available for investment. So if you'd like to invest a small or large amount of money, it might be something for you to consider. Now, this is a security, and so therefore I have to give you the disclaimers that you shouldn't decide to invest until you read the offering memorandum. And I think we'll get the offering memorandum done in about another day or two. I saw some last questions the attorney had before the meeting started. So, but you do need to read that and understand that. Some of you may know about the accredited, non-accredited investors. This partnership can take non-accredited investors. So if you don't meet the accredited level, you can also invest with us. But I would like to talk to you about it so we make sure you understand it and so forth. So these are all done on a triple net lease. So if you invest in the partnership, you're going to be a partner in all the properties that we are going to show you tonight. And we're going to use your money to buy the last two that be at the end of the presentation. But they're all based on a triple net lease option, which is what some of the major corporations use, like Wendy's, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS Pharmacy, McDonald's. All those companies use a triple net lease, which means An investor buys the building and the tenant pays all the expenses. They pay the taxes, the insurance, the upkeep, they repave the parking lot, you know, they paint the building, whatever it is, it's their responsibility, not ours. Now, we understand that we aren't dealing with a major corporation when we're dealing with especially the first time operator. So we've run into situations where maybe the furnace or roof or something needed some major repairs that we didn't know about. So we front that money and then increase the price to get the money back when you buy it from us and go from there. So we don't leave you hanging because, you know, this is a kind of a joint venture. You know, we want you to succeed so we can pay the partners their a return on the money that they've risked. So you get an option to buy it after 3 years at a predetermined price, and typically you can get an SBA loan. And so it's a win-win situation. You get our investors get a fair return on your investment. It's not locked in for a long time. The renter gets to buy the facility with little or no money down. So you know, real estate, I teach a real estate investing class, and I've been doing that at different junior colleges and community centers for about 15 years. And one of the reasons I stayed with sales and the sporadic income that does, I thought I would get a really good education on what makes a good real estate venture and what makes a bad one, because I met a lot of people. Most of the people had made money in real estate, and some of them had lost money in real estate. And the ones that lost money in real estate got over leveraged when they're once in a while the banks get real loose with the money, and they got over leveraged, and they were buying investment properties with nothing down, and things slowed down and they didn't have any reserves and they lost all their properties. But most of the time, because the properties have gone up, at least in the Denver area, you know, people make money. But I looked to try to find the ones that really made the most money, and the ones that made the most money had one of these three characteristics, and that is the area had growth more than other areas. So there was an increase for demand for the housing or business space or whatever, but more people moved in, and or the wages were going up at least as fast as inflation, if not faster, or there was a change of use. So the change of use is we've taken several single family homes and converted them to assisted living. And I've also had other properties on a larger scale. I had a mobile home park that was sold for a shopping center site and so forth. So, and a mini storage that was sold for a shopping center site also. So, so you've got to think about where is that sweet spot when it comes to investing in real estate. Well, the reason we're doing a lot of real estate is because I feel that the age group of 65 and older is the main group that's going to be growing over the next few years, because generally speaking, the population of the country is not increasing much. So our kids and Burns kids aren't having kids as fast as our generation did. So there isn't as many people moving here. So I'm going to show you some slides that I got from a Vectra Bank presentation. I thought it was pretty interesting. In 2010, there were about 28,000 people in Colorado that were and this is age 70. In 10 years later, well, 12 years later, 22, I don't know why the little graph didn't show up, but it went from that previous number to, it's all about 58,000. And then in 30, it's projected to go to 66,000. And in 40, it's projected to go to 66,000. So there's going to be, you know, basically a double of what it was in 2010. And some of those people are going to need some type of assisted living. And the other ones, the other groups, you know, there'll be a demand for some apartments and some starter homes, but then you can see how fast that drops off in those years. So all of our partnerships are subject to SEC rules. So we hire an attorney familiar with the SEC rules to make the offering memorandum. I can't discuss rates of return in these situations, but they are outlined in the offering memorandum. And at the end of these slides, there's a QR code that you can scan. And when it gets done, we'll send it to you. I would like to have a short conversation with you beforehand to kind of give you the idea. But this document, the offering memorandum, if you've never invested in a private placement before, is not a sales tool. It tells you, I'm going to run off with the money. We're going to forget to get insurance. We're going to have all the buildings burned down. The competition is going to put us out of business. The IRS is going to treat us as a corporation. They're going to outlaw assisted living homes. I mean, it's just every possible negative thing you can think of. I get a page and a half in there that says, well, if all that stuff doesn't happen, here's our real plan. And our real plan is that we have an operator, and both of these homes that we're going to be buying have several years experience with us, and they have several years experience running these homes. And so we're very confident that they'll succeed. I'm so confident that I'm willing to sign on the mortgage. So, and I was just at the bank today discussing the $5 million loan, and with my other banker discussing the $3 million loan. So I have to sign personally on these loans. So you might invest whatever, 10,000, 20,000, 200,000, but I have to sign on the loan and put my home at risk. So Vern's much smarter than I am. He's figured out a way not to do that. So, you know. So we'll be accepting additional funds once I get the offering memorandum, and but you do need to read that briefly. The offering memorandum is available for $2,000 increments. Technically, all you need to do is send us $2,000. We really hope you don't send us $2,000, because the administration of a $2,000 unit is a nightmare. So, but the idea is that as we add additional property, if you have a small amount of additional money, once you make your first investment, you can add it with, you know, with $2,000 increments. And so that's what a lot of the investors doing. I think currently we have about 4.8 million in this partnership, and there's around 40 investors. Our average is about $68,000. We have 350 partners in all 11 partnerships, and they've contributed about 23 million, and we have about $75 million in all of our properties. So Vern's going to talk about, these are the homes. If you buy into this fund, these are the homes that you would be being a part of.
So these are in the Springs. This is a 48-bed facility that consists of 3 16-bed houses, and they're all on the same lot. This operator has been operating these for several years, I think about 4 years now.
Oh, at least, yeah.
And they are private pay and Medicaid, kind of a mix there. It's really a nice facility, and it's very convenient, these being on one lot, because they can kind of share employees between the 3 houses. And, you know, there's a nice courtyard there that all 3 of these share. So it's just a great model. I love the 3 16-bed facilities, because you're getting the advantages of the large scale, but you still have that homey feel with a 16-bed house. So it's a really nice property here, and we're lucky to have gotten into this one.
Vern, you want me to talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one, we don't have 100% success. Nobody does in the real estate business. This is a really nice home. It was a purpose-built building. It's designed for Medicaid. It's down in Pueblo, which, if you are not familiar with Colorado, is a lower economic area. So pretty high demand for the Medicaid. The operator that had this property under option had 5 other properties under option. And she didn't have enough money to exercise those options. And she came to us, and we exercised the options for her and leased the buildings to her. Things were going okay, but then the pandemic came, and our governor, in his vast wisdom, decided that you cannot tour an assisted living place. So if you want to move in, you can, but you can't walk in and look around and decide if you like it or not. Our other operators had good websites with good photos and tours of the properties, but she never got around to that because she had a good word of mouth and it was keeping the place full. Anyway, so things started going south, and eventually then she lost the license. It became vacant, and so she lost the license. We got it back after going through an eviction process. And then in Colorado, like most states, if you lose the license, you have to redo the building to meet the new code. And so we spent about $180,000 in the last 12 months or so, or 12 months ago, to meet the new regulations and spruce the building up. We then started in on the process to get it licensed. In Colorado, that can easily take 9 months. There's 3 inspections that have to be done. And we passed the first one, and then it takes 3 months for the second guy to come out to do that inspection. And then we're 90 days into the third inspection, and we don't know when that person might show up. In any event, this property has been vacant, so we've had to make payments. So it's drug the rate of returns down, as you'll see in the offering memorandum. It talks about this. Because we've had to make the payment, as you can see here, $7,000 a month, plus the taxes and insurance. The good news is, if you buy in now, we are pretty close to getting this thing approved. And after we get the state approval, it takes 30 days to get the Medicaid approval, and then it takes 30 days to get the Medicaid number. And we have an operator that's running another one not far away in Pueblo. So he's going to start filling it up, and he'll lease it from us. Now, we don't have a definite time frame because we don't know what the state's going to do. But once he gets the license, the Medicaid number, then we'll enter a lease, and it'll gradually get up. I think it'll take him about 9 months to fill it up, and we'll get some rent in the meantime. So the effect of this vacant property will gradually go away, and we'll be getting about $25,000 a month. So you can do the math yourself. If we get another 25,000 over what the figures are, because we give you the financials in the offering memorandum. If we got another $25,000 a month, it makes a huge difference in the overall return, $300,000 a year. So, but he is interested to buy it from us. And we might sell it to him quicker than 3 years, just because, it has been a long time since we've gotten a return for the other investors that have been in it. So, but anyway, he's agreed to buy it for $3.2 million. It is a total of, I forgot, how many beds is this, 32 or?
It's 22 bedrooms, and I think it's going to be licensed for 36.
I think it's 36, yeah. Because every bedroom has its own bath, own 3/4 bath, which is highly unusual in the Medicaid building. That's why I like this building. It will really provide another much nicer level of care and a place to live for the Medicaid people. So. So these are 2 homes that we bought back in Maryland. We went back there to look at 6 other homes. I think they were in New Hampshire or somewhere around there, Vermont. And those did not work out. It turned out they had a lot of maintenance problems that they hadn't been taken care of. So we went ahead with the purchase of these 2. This lady that runs these 2 has been doing a good job. She pays her rent on time. So, it's a pretty simple deal, which is what it's supposed to be. She pays the rent, and she makes pretty good money because she's able to keep the place full. You want to talk about Glencoe?
Sure. So Glencoe's a nice house. It's got 10 bedrooms. I'm trying to remember, I think it's 8 bathrooms on this. And we had an operator come to us that had been a administrator for actually another one of our clients for several years, and he wanted to step up into the ownership role, and he was a good fit for this, and he's done a great job with this particular house. So we've actually put him into his second home, and we're on a deal right now for his third facility. This is a nice house in the it's right across by Orchard and across from Cherry Hill, so that area is just fantastic. Great shape, beautiful house. We got it for $1.50 million with the business, and I think we did this about, yeah, it was a year and a half ago. So it's been working out very well.
Yeah, so to give you an idea, we generally rent the buildings at either 9 or 10% of what the price is. A couple years ago, we might have been at 9 on this, so they pay us around 90,000 a year. And the only thing we pay out of that is the payment. And then we have an infinitesimally small management fee that's not worth mentioning right now. So Vern can get paid, and someday he can buy a car as nice as mine. Then so. Vern, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, this is a really interesting property. This used to be a convent for nuns. And we not only got this property, but the entire city block. So from edge to edge to edge to edge, we got the whole thing. I don't recall how big it was, but I think it's about an acre, isn't it? Or
oh yeah, at least an acre. So yeah, in there, but
so we got the whole city block. I think this one is 22 bedrooms as well. And it's licensed, I believe, for 32.
Yeah, something like that.
So what this particular operator did was, because it needed a lot of work to get it up to where to get through that FGI and all the licensing, is he went out and got a hard money loan and used that hard money loan to get all of the construction done. It took him about 2.5 years to get to that point. And then once he was finished and ready to get it licensed, we came in, took out the hard money lender and bought the property. And then he is in the process of getting this thing full. I actually spoke with him today, and he had an open house out there today, Jim.
Oh, good.
He's got 10 new people coming in November. So he's in the process of filling this up. He's had it open now for, I think, 4 months. And they got their Medicaid approvals just about 2 months ago. So now they're filling it up, and they should have it full in about, I'd say by the end of December, this thing should be full.
Right, he had 10 people already, and then he's adding 10 more. So then however many got today, so. This was a property that the same operator that just works that other one has this one. And so we bought this from him, and that freed up a bunch of cash so we could finish remodeling the other building. And so we had a 7% loan on this one, and I know we did this one at a 10%. So he pays us about $190,000 a year, and then we make the mortgage payment out of that. So, and it's a Medicaid facility down in Colorado Springs. Vern, you can talk about this one.
Okay, so let's see. This is this is a house that started off as actually, it's an interesting story. So there was a family that was, taking care of mom and dad, and so they started this facility to take care of their parents. And then after their parents passed, they brought in more residents and actually ended up with a business that they ran for 15 years. And this was on a double lot. So we picked it up in 2019 for that $1,035,000. And then the operator's husband was a construction guy. So they added on to this facility another 8 bedrooms. It was 7-bedroom facility, plus some stuff in the basement, but 7 bedrooms usable, and I think 6 bathrooms upstairs. So now, with the addition of the 8 bedrooms and I think another 9 bathrooms, it is licensed for 16 with 15 bedrooms and about 15 bathrooms. It's a very, 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 very nice facility with the new construction. They've done a wonderful job with it. And then they exercised their option in 21. So SBA came in and took us out of the deal. But this is a property that, given the opportunity, we'd love to have it back because it's a great property. And I think that this would be very good for an operator.
Yeah, one thing, this was the first, it says the first assisted living home we purchased. It was the first one for this partnership. our first assisted living home was done, I think, 15 years ago. So we're not that new to the business. So. You want to talk about this one, Vern?
Yeah, so this has been an assisted living facility for some time, and this was with the operator that had the other one on Reading, and she had started to do a rehab on it. So when we picked it up, it was empty. And after looking at the rehab costs and what was involved in it, we just decided it would be best to sell it. So it did take us a little while to figure that out, but we got rid of it and made some money on that deal. But it was a duplex, and I think the buyers actually converted it back to a duplex. And this is in the what was it? It's Mayfair neighborhood, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a really nice area. And now as a duplex, they're probably, I bet they get 700 a side out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Probably did well with that flip.
Yeah. You want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so Weaver, this was a 12-bedroom facility. It started off as a regular house. You can see that on the right-hand side, and then they did an addition, and that's the left-hand side of that. So they had 6 more bedrooms and 6 more bathrooms in that side. So this brought it up to 12. It was licensed for 12. I think it had 6. I think it had 11 bedrooms when they were done with it. And we had an operator that, again, he'd been an administrator for several years, was looking to break into the business of ownership. So we found this property for him, put him into this deal. And then we actually bought another deal for him. And just last month, or a month and a half ago, we closed on a 32-bed facility for him as well. So we're helping him. We've helped him get started and double.
So this is one of the facilities that we will use your money for to purchase. It's an extremely nice building. It's about, well, it was built in 2015, so 7 years old. It's set up as 4 quad kind of things there. It doesn't look that way too much in the picture, but with a central area for meeting and for rest of the dining room and kitchen and all that. We have it under contract for 8.250, and it's situated on 4.7 acres. It's in the southeast part of Denver near Arapahoe Road and 470, and it's very close to several retirement type subdivisions that have patio homes. And so I think it's really a good deal. The seller is our perfect seller. This guy has a lot of other real estate. He doesn't have any assisted living. He had a guy that talked him into building this, and Lee's done a good job of having it built correctly and running it, but they aren't making any money because Lee has a easy $15,000 a month job, and he's got way too much staff, and they aren't really trying to fill it up. And so our best operators want to take this over, the ones that have 19 homes, and they're really looking forward to taking this over and improving the operation. So it's licensed for 64 beds. Some of the rooms would be double. So, and it is a memory care facility. So, and the other one that we're going to buy, this isn't a very good picture of it, but it's best we could find, is in northwest part of town. This is a Medicaid facility. We're under contract for 2.9, and we just finished the inspection and resolution, and so now we'll order the appraisal. And it's licensed for 46 beds, and this operator also has worked with us before. So we're Vern, what's the rent going to be on this one?
I'm thinking it's 17,000, but I'll have to confirm that.
Okay, well, it's in the offering memorandum, and then we'll be looking at a 7.5% loan on this because interest rates are going up, as we all know.
It's 27,000 actually.
Oh, okay. This is one that we think is going to be sold to one of our clients, but if he doesn't come through, we'll add this, but this is not mentioned in the offering memorandum, but it's a nice facility in Grand Junction. We have a couple other ones over there that are doing pretty well, so. So if you're interested, hopefully you want to invest more than $2,000, and there is the QR code there on the left side, and you can scan that and it will go to Vern, and he will put you on the list. As soon as we have it available, we'll send it off to you. We would like to have a short conversation with you beforehand and to kind of give you a general overview of what's going on. So, and that concludes this section. So Vern, do we have any questions or?
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask?
Oh, let's see, we got 11 in the chat.
You can either raise your hand or just holler out or put them in the chat. Let me just see if we have anything in the chat.
Hey,
I have a
Vern.
quick question, Vern. Oh, sorry,
Sure.
go ahead.
I hope.
Hey, Vern. I'm just, I'm interested in learning a little bit more about the homes you actually have for sale.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So can we chat tomorrow about those, Hope?
Sure. Can we talk around, did you see my last chat?
I did. I think I had something at 5 o'clock. Yes. I've got physical therapy at 5.
How about Friday?
So, yeah, I had a little issue with a surgery a while back, so I'm trying to get through that.
Okay.
But how about Friday morning?
Hold on.
Or we can just, try to squeeze in some time somewhere tomorrow. It's a busy day for me. We can exchange some texts and see.
Friday morning looks good for me.
Okay, then we'll just plan then.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Vern,
Anyone
I've got a question.
Hello, Katie.
Katie, hi, how you doing?
Yeah, good. Good to hear you. It's been a while.
It has been. Hey, just a quick question for you and Jim. So I am considering, sorry, COVID.
Oh, no.
Excuse the hacking. I am considering, selling some properties in Ohio and possibly doing something like a 1031 exchange. I'm trying to figure out my options right now.
Sure.
Have you all, I know it's an unusual question, but is that, from your perspective, have you done anything like that before in terms of investing in your?
Many times. That
Many
last
times?
one,
Okay, Jim laughs because he's such a pro on this stuff.
Yeah, no, it's, I don't know how many times we've done that, but on the $8 million deal, I have 4 people trading in, and one of my partnerships is trading into it. So yeah, we're all doing the 1031 exchanges. So I'll just mention that, if you have a rental property, you can trade that in, so you don't have to pay the tax. And we take cash or IRA money. So, but you do have to have a self-directed IRA to do that. But then I've got a couple administrators I can recommend that allow you to do that with your IRA money. So.
Yeah, I do have a property in my IRA, but that's one of the ones I want to hang on to. So this would be one that I haven't even put on the market. I just happen to have the tenants moving out pretty soon, and just kind of debating on what to do with that property. So, just wondered, how that one, obviously I haven't sold it yet. So, just wondered if that was an option.
we've got plenty of deals in the pipeline, Katie. If it's not one of these,
Okay.
we can plug you into one of the future deals.
Okay.
And we'd be happy to help you place that money someplace like this.
Good. Starting to be a tired landlord.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, just
Yeah.
retired.
I get it. Well, the hard part, if you invested with us, the hard part's going to be getting to the mailbox.
I can handle that. I'm not that old yet, Vern.
But you got to find a key,
You gotta find a key. Yeah, I know. Thanks so much.
I hope you feel better, Katie.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else have questions?
Yeah, have a question. Vernon, how you usually to figure out the best price to rent out these properties?
What we charge is based off of what we put into it, and then we take a percentage of that. So,
Mhm.
it's not necessarily arbitrary. It's based on the deal, because what we're really trying to do is get the right returns to our
Mhm.
investors,
Mhm.
yet still make it fair to the operators so that they can operate a profitable business. So, right now, when I plug in the numbers, I take a look at all that we have involved in the deal. And, I'm plugging in 11.25%, by the way, Jim, on most of my deals today because of the way the interest rates have been. And that number is working to still get a good return to our investors, yet it still is somewhat palatable for the operator. We have to make sure they make money because they won't be interested if they're
Yeah.
not making money.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we're determining it today. In the past, when the rates were lower, then we would plug in 10%, but rates went up a bit, so we had to come up a bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with that return for us, will be around of 10% cash on cash return, but usually to see some number based on the gross revenue that property you bring for the operator as well, or no?
Yeah, we do look at that. Again, we want to make sure that they're making enough money, that the debt service coverage ratio is high enough to be able to, pay us and pay them. So, I try to look at all of those things when I do an analysis. And then, and sometimes I've crafted deals too, because, sometimes there's a turnaround when they go in. So I have crafted deals where they have a lower rate for year one, and then years 2 through 5, the rate goes up. And what we do in that case is I have calculations that basically, if they're short in year one, then we make up that shortage plus interest over the next few years. And the goal is to help them be successful. We can't be a stress on their cash flow. Of course, we're an expense, but we don't want to stress them. They have to be profitable. And then we end up making up that money down the road as they improve the business, raise their rates, and have more money down the road. They can afford to pay a little bit more. They can, the rates are going up anyway. So we've done that before, and we've even done variables on the exit strategy as well. So depending on what they could put down, if they don't have, typically we ask for 10% down. If they can't quite put 10% down, maybe they put 5. Then we'll make up a little bit of that on the backside with the exit, maybe going up a little bit every year. We still want to give them appreciation, because that's, as Jim calls it, the carrot that keeps them interested in the property. But maybe they don't get 100% of that appreciation. They may get 80%. We get a little bit of that. So the goal is to structure something that works for everybody. We want a win-win scenario.
Okay, great. Yes, yeah. As I told you, I did send you an email. Let's touch base better next week, and I can figure out how you guys can help me here in Florida.
Certainly.
Okay, thank you so much.
Certainly, you bet.
Thank you.
More questions?
Well, I must have done such a great job that nobody has a question, Vern, so,
Hey, Jim,
yeah.
do you guys ever fund new construction?
Not really. It's too risky. And, being in another state, would have to go there to make sure the contractor's doing the job, and would do a remodel or something. If it's closer to home, we can watch it all the time, but we can simply, there really isn't an economic reason. You can buy usually everything we bought is below replacement cost. So, this last one is 180,000 a bedroom. Most of the time we buy them for 100 to 120,000 a bedroom. And I don't think anywhere you can build them for that price, so. And then when you get it done, you've got an empty building and you've got 2 years of interest to pay. And so, you know, according to the appraisal, it cost around 200 and a quarter to 250,000 a bedroom to build a place now. And then add 3 years of interest on top of that and taxes and insurance, and you know, you're at $300 a bedroom. And why do that when you can buy a going one for 100 or 150 or something? It just doesn't make any sense.
No, I completely get it. I'm just having a very difficult time finding a facility in El Paso, Texas that's for sale.
Well, we can concentrate on that, and then we could even get a list of buildings owners down there, send them letters and stuff like that. So the first thing we need you to do is to, you know, get fully qualified so we know that's all out of the way. And then we can start looking for a building for you. So
Okay, so what should my next step be?
talk to Vern.
Okay, I've already got that scheduled. Perfect.
Yep. And
Thank
by
you.
noon tomorrow, then he'll have you approved, and then we can buy another building Monday. How's that?
Hey, I'm loving you, Jim.
Well, Vern can do all that. I'm too old to do that, but he can. So, you know, so we'll blame Vern. So.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
I have a question. My name is Soren. I'm here in Colorado Springs. All the deals that I hear and you guys present and everything are for assisted living. For retirees, I was wondering if you guys you have any funding in place for group homes for adults with disabilities, or is that a completely separate branch that does not
No,
interfere with this? I'm trying to understand because I'm interested in that part.
okay. We've done sober living, traumatic brain injury, brain injury. So all of these kind of fall under the same umbrella. You know, they are all group homes. And so our program can work for any of those type of situations. And we welcome those. You know, sometimes they're easier. You know, certainly in the sober living world, it's way easier than the assisted living space. Sometimes the homes for TBI, traumatic brain injury, are easier to work with because those folks a lot of times can manage stairs. So you don't have to have a house that is all a ranch. You can do it on a 2-story house. I think we've got 2, 3, 4. Is that 4 TBI houses, Jim?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. We can, if you're in that space, we can help you as well.
I'll reach out to you, Bert, afterwards because I have some questions.
Okay, certainly. And my contact information is in the chat. I'm going to remind everybody again to go ahead and put your contact information in the chat screen. And where you go to put your text in, if you look down below where it says type message here, you're going to see a smiley face. And just to the right of the smiley face are 3 little dots. If you click on that 3 little dots, you'll see where you can save chat, and that saves everything in that chat as a text file. So everybody you met tonight, you can, if they put their information in there, you can reach out to them by saving that chat at the end of the meeting. So please, everybody, go ahead and put your contact info into the chat screen. And that's at the bottom of your little menu thing for your Zoom. Okay, any other questions for Jim or I? Going once? Going twice. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Jim. That was
You bet. Thank you, Vern.
Let's give Jim a round of applause. You guys know how to do that on your I think you can do that as a little button at the bottom. All right. Yeah, Carolyn got it figured out. Way to go.
Bring it up. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for attending. It was nice meeting everybody. So.
All right, let's see here. Jim, can you stop sharing and then we'll just wrap up?
Okay,
So the last part, and I don't have it up here, is haves and wants. We always save the last few minutes of the meeting. So if you have a service or want something from somebody in the group, it's just an opportunity for you to express it to the group. And do we have anybody with any haves or wants tonight? Nope. Okay,
I have a quick one, Vern, but it's
all right,
not really property related.
that's okay. Doesn't have to be.
I am just about to launch the next mastermind program. And that is for real estate investors to meet in groups of 5 to 7 folks. I facilitate those groups. And kind of an exciting thing that I've got going on is that I'm partnering also with ICOR so that one of their membership levels will include a mastermind program. So you can either do it directly with me, or you can also do it as a member of ICOR. So kind of excited about that.
Well, that's really cool. Good for you. And so just a little background too on Katie. I've known Katie for, gosh, I don't know, 7, 8 years, maybe.
Yeah, we're just youngsters.
Yeah,
Since at least 2010,
it's been a long time.
11, yeah.
So, and Katie ran a group in Northern Colorado, a meetup group for investors. She's been doing this a long time, been investing for a long time. She's a wonderful lady. I really, really, really like Katie. I like you, Katie. And
I like you too, Vern.
she's got this mastermind thing that's going on, and you know, it's kind of neat. And you know, I mentioned ICOR earlier as one of our sponsors, so you know, I think that's a great pairing. So congratulations, Katie. I'm glad to hear that. And you know, if you guys are interested in a mastermind, Katie did put her information in that chat screen, so please reach out to her. I think it'd be very helpful for you.
Thanks, Vern. Appreciate that.
You bet. Okay, any other haves or wants?
Okay, Vern, last thing here. I'm
Sure.
not very techno savvy, so how do you copy the chat?
So down below where it says type message here,
Mm-hmm,
you see that part in the chat screen?
mm-hmm,
Okay, and then see the little smiley face below that?
yes,
And to the right of that are 3 dots.
yes,
And click on those 3 dots and hit save chat.
okay,
And it will save it as a text file. It usually creates a folder in your hard drive that says something like Zoom meeting. And it puts it that file right into that folder.
okay, so I have to go into my hard drive and find it.
Right. So you might just let's see here. Let me do it real quick and see if I can tell you where it's going to go. Save chat. Oh, it didn't really tell me where it's going. But Zoom will create a folder on your hard drive, and then each folder's got a meeting folder. So there's probably, I don't know if it's going to be named passive investing or if it'll just be Zoom meeting on the date. And that's where that file gets saved.
Okay. Well, I did it the way I kind of knew how to do it. I just copied every page. I mean, I just took a picture of every page.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. Super. Well, wow, we are like on time, which I rarely do. I'm actually 3 minutes early, so I could kill 3 minutes, or I could just say, thanks everybody for coming tonight. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us. I always leave this open in case you guys want to chat with each other, but I log off and we leave it open until everybody's gone. We will have this on our dollar website, the DAALR.com website. We're going to have this recording. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll do whatever we can to help you. So until next month, we'll see y'all later.